Hello there. I'm running a little bit of a red light, blue light experiment at the moment, seeing as a dark room eludes me. And I can't escape to a cave anywhere. So you just get to have ski goggle Hamish rather than car Hamish today. So I'm just going to slam right into it. Why are we where we are? What's going on? And I just finished leaving a voice note to someone around this. So I'm just going to do it while it's hot off the press, and she'll be rolling her eyes going, I just heard you say this, say something different. But we're where we are because we don't have enough adults and we don't have enough parents. Full stop. Like, there you go. Video's done in under a minute. And so, like, all of the circus and all of the sideshow and all of the plans in the background and the materialistic things and the earthly things and the different dimensions and how far in or out do you want to go with all of this? Like, it's been a busy couple of months, busy couple of years, really. And the show rolls on, and it'll continue to roll on until it doesn't, because that's where you are. But how does it continue to roll on the way that it does? Because we have households, classrooms, buildings, cities full of children, and they far outnumber the adults, and they exponentially outnumber the parents. That's why we're where we are. And in my sparkling analogy a few minutes ago, what I was saying was, imagine you were a plumber and you have, there's an art, or any artisan, any tradesperson. There's an art to what you do, and there's also like a technical skill, like a learnable technical skill to what you do, and there's also this kind of unlearnable woo-woo kind of art to what you do, and everything's like that, really, just to different degrees. And so you take on an apprentice, and it's one-on-one. You're going to be able to impart in a reasonable time frame, and usually it's kind of 4 years with trade school added. So like, it's not a short amount of time. This is not a 6-week block or anything, but you're going to be able to impart enough knowledge and wisdom and wonky art form to this person one-on-one, maybe in 4 years, so that they can do what they need to do, right? This and with a parent, there's 2 of you, hopefully, to one child. Now, then we go and have more than one child, or that kind of messes it up. But this is kind of the layout, right? Now imagine that you're that artisan and you've got 3 apprentices all at once that you're trying to train. Maybe they're all at one level. That would be easy. Maybe they're all at different levels. That's going to be easier and harder. Now imagine you've got 10 apprentices. Now imagine you've got 50 apprentices. Okay, so this idea that Donald Trump and RFK and whoever it actually is, who are they, who are they not, who's wearing a mask, who's been cloned, blah, 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 like earthly realm, doesn't matter. These people are going to be able to actively parent and be the adult in the room to 300 million people. And if we want to take the Western world at face value, how many people did they lock down in a week? 3 billion? So this person's going to be a diligent parent, a guide to 3 billion people. No, it does not work that way. It never has, and it never will. You can't be governed or led like that. It doesn't work. They know it doesn't work. You know it doesn't work. How many people can it, like the actual definition of a leader is someone who maintains balance in a group, not someone who tells a group what to do, not someone who stands over a group, not someone who teaches a group, not someone who helps to maintain balance in the group while the group is either moving from one thing to another or staying stationary. Either way, like that's what a leader is meant to do. That's it. So how big a group do you think you could handle as a leader before it was impossible for you to maintain balance over that group successfully without being a tyrant, being sneaky, telling them what to do, or saying one thing and doing another? It's not a very big group. But this is the position that everyone gets put in. Well, I want to make a difference. I wanted this, I wanted that, or whatever. And you end up with a huge group of children, because look at a teacher in a classroom. 30 is too many. Any teacher will tell you 30 is too many. 20 is too many for one teacher to be able to lead, to be able to guide. Like 12 to 15 max for one adult to do successfully. And even then, you probably need 2 adults, and then it's like 15 to 20 with 2 adults. And if you've got a rough group, they'll still run rings around you. So, like, irregardless of prison planets or materialistic hell realms, or this is actually heaven and you just need to see through the veils, or like wherever you think you are or what's going on are trapped in the body. I know how to get out of the body. I've been to the outside. The outside doesn't exist. Regardless of all of that, the reason for the shit show is because you are, one way or another, surrounded by children. And that may or may not include you, depending on the day and the situation. And there are some adults, and that may or may not include you, and the adults are few and far between. And mostly they don't want anything to do with any of this shit. You won't see them. If there's an actual adult somewhere, you won't see them because they're not here. They don't want anything to do with this shit show unless they're idiots. Anyone who's in here trying to make something out of this, get something out of this, they're still a child. That is childlike behavior. You don't understand where you are or what's going on. If you were an adult, you would not be tangled up in this shit. You would be untangling yourself from this shit and getting away. The only adults who are going to be here slightly tangled up are going to be the parents, because they've decided to remain entangled to try and guide the children to adulthood so that they can get the fuck out. Like, and how ironic is that the parent is someone who is back in there slightly entangled, because it's pretty hard not to be, trying to guide the children into how to get untangled. Talk about paradox. And depending on how successful you are at that is how successful you are as a leader, as a guide, as a parent. Because a parent is a leader. If you're a parent of children and you don't think you're a leader, you need to reassess what's going on. Like, you are guiding people who, if you walked away, they would struggle. Even the most adept children who are really on their game and know what's going on. And I mean, because if you could walk away and they would be fine, like absolutely fine, they're not children, they're adults. And yeah, you can have 13-year-old adults. And you can have 60-year-old children. We've got thousands of them. Hundreds of thousands of them. Still engaged in very, very childlike behavior all around us. Just take a look. There's not many people to look up to. So, like, no matter where you think you are, where you feel you are, how you feel it's all set up, the first way to really kind of get a beam on this is like, are you even in, like, honestly, like with yourself, shut the door, no one else around, like, let's be really honest with yourself. Are you actually the adult in the room, or are you just the most authoritative child in the room? Question number one. Question number two, if you are potentially the adult in the room, are you cut out to be a teacher, a leader, a guide, or not? Because you're only guiding children to becoming adults, and you need to know what an adult is first. An adult, you don't, just because you got the money and the big body and a couple of decades in here, that does not mean you're an adult at all. An adult is not getting tangled up in this shit. An adult is untangling themselves. The chains are coming off, all the chains. The iron ones, the silver ones, and the golden ones. Those golden chains, man, can you see some cashed up 50 to 70-year-olds with some golden chains on them at the moment? Boy, oh boy. I mean, plenty of cashed up 20 and 30-year-olds with golden chains as well. But you'd be thinking by 60 or 70, you would have done something about those chains. But man, some of them are just in love with those gold chains. So that's the continual homework, but that's the tap in after 3 months of radio silence. The tap in is like, it doesn't matter where you think you are, who you think you are, what you think you are. Are you the adult in the room? If not, why not? And what do you need to untangle yourself from to get there? Because true adulthood is being completely disentangled from this shit show that you find yourself surrounded in. All right. Much love.